Hail Zorp, everyone. Thank you for downloading this Parks and Conversation episode. We had some technical problems, and so I'm posting what I was able to put together before the internet was destroyed in my house. So, this is Jason, by the way. So enjoy this. We will come back with a full episode of Parks and Conversation next week. But I enjoyed this little introduction before things fell apart, so I just didn't want to lose it. So, yeah, we will be back next week. Well, hello, internet friends near and far. Welcome to another episode of Parks and Conversation. This is a podcast where we watch an episode of the NBC classic Parks and Recreation, and then we talk about it, hence the conversation. And the people conversing includes me. I'm Jason, and I'm joined all the way by Jeremy.
That's me. The thing about this conversation is I'm in it.
Yes.
With you.
Nailed it.
We talk.
Yeah.
So good, Lee.
Yeah, we've been doing 70-something episodes of this Parks and Conversation podcast, and we're still terrible at conversing. And that one was all on me.
Well, one of us is.
Yeah, we'll let the listener decide.
I mean, me. Yeah, good one. Listener, let us know who you think.
Yeah.
No.
A few weeks ago, we were asking for a podcast beef. Who do you want us to be a podcast beef with? But hey, listener, maybe you want Jeremy and I to be adversaries. Plot twist.
Wow.
It'd be exciting.
Parks and arguments.
Yeah, dude. It'd be a sports radio type podcast at that point. Dude, March Madness is coming.
It is.
I'm so excited.
Because it is March 4th as we record this.
Yes.
2022.
Yes. Yeah. For the future listener who's like, maybe you're listening to this in August sometime and you're like, March Madness.
Exactly.
No, it's not. So yeah, it is March 4th currently as we're recording. But I was watching the new Picard and it's on the Paramount service. And so then I was like, oh, Paramount is CBS. When is March Madness? Because it doesn't start at the beginning of March, which I find frustrating. And it actually ends in April, which I also find frustrating.
They're in their conference tournaments right now.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting times. This is one of the times where my family, we actually talk to each other about things. And we all have our favorite teams. Jocelyn always chooses Butler. I always choose Xavier. They never do well. They always get in and then they never go as far as I want them to go. But I want, the mutants to win. So speaking of Picard, Charles.
Yeah, because the Wolverines always beat them.
I know, yeah. But when the Cyclopses come into, they're a much more strategically minded team. The Cyclopodes. Cyclopi. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But I'm also excited for this episode of Parks and Recreation because we are looking at season 5.
Ben's parents. Wow,
episode
voice
6.
crack there. Pretty bad.
It's all right, man. It's all right. Just,
woo. I'm excited.
The body is changing.
Pumped.
Yeah. Ben's parents,
everybody.
Ben is a child of divorce. And he has mentioned this in the past. But we've never actually met his parents up until this point. We don't know the depth of their dysfunction. And so today we get to learn about it. And it's going to be a real thing that we enjoy together. Now, Jeremy, I know I didn't ask you this ahead of time, so I'm putting you on the spot. But does this episode,
I love it.
Does this episode of Parks and Recreation create any feelings in your heart and mind from a different show that could also have this kind of tension? Comedy, in particular. It's a pop quiz.
Pop quiz. I feel like I'm going to fail on this one. So I just watched the dinner party.
That's the one
episode. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I just watched it with the kids last night. I'm dead serious. And
yes.
You did not, listener. We did not talk about this at all. And at the end, my youngest was like, "That was really sad." I was like, I know, wasn't it great? Like they're the way they argue and the logic behind their arguments is just it's so I'm talking about the Office one too. It's amazing. I laughed. I haven't seen that episode in a while. I laughed so hard. It's so funny.
That episode of The Office is one of the most painful and hilarious wrapped up together in one thing. And so as I was watching this, I was like, I'm going to ask Jeremy if he feels the same way about this episode that I feel about it. Like it's all like this is the dinner party episode of Parks and Recreation. And it is, I think, one of the episodes that will stand up. I'm planting a flag. It will stand up as an episode that people will remember years from now, and they will say things like, "She's important to me." That is my claim.
I lost you. I don't know if you can hear me.